dreamers. How are you today? For those of you that notice my nails, do you like them? They are all different because I was working with a friend who was getting ready for a wedding. And so I said, I came with naked nails so that they could be a palette for you to experiment on. And so that's what we did. It was nice to spend some time with friends yesterday. Just if you're wondering, I'm just putting my vitamins together. Um, and yeah, it was just really, really lovely to spend some time just chatting and being, enjoying something fun. Anyway, not a lot going on in my brain today. It's been a heavy week. It's like I decided to come back, and all of a sudden, there's lots of life lessons for Marilyn to learn. Oh, great. Um, but one of the things was the sources of strength you normally have sometimes don't show up for you, and that's okay. Um, it's okay. If they are not strong enough, or if they're going through something themselves, you have to back away a bit and let them go through their journey. Because God will show up regardless, which is amazing when He does. Because He does so in weirdest ways. Yesterday, God showed up through a Facebook post for kindergarten moms. And I'm like, I am feeling all those feelings with a kid going into 12, a kid going into 10, and 12 has a new job. Hannah has a new job. Jimmy's applying for work, which, I mean, he's my young autistic, not even 15. He'll be 15 on Monday. And I'm just like, wow, they're growing up. And half of me feels like I've done a rotten job because certain sources aren't there. They're silent sources of strength, and they're obviously going through enough of their own stuff that they need times of silence, which is fine. But through this post, I reached out to the poster, and I just said, thank you so much. It was a post about Yochebed putting Moses in the water. And her greatest act of faith was to release her child. Her greatest act of faith was to love the child in front of her and say, I can't do it. I can't protect you. I have to set you free to be whomever God is going to make you. I have to release you to your destiny, whatever God's plan is for you. I have to let go what I wish for you or what I had hoped for you. I have to let go of all those things and trust God with you. And I don't have to walk a tightrope constantly, tightly wound. Is he going to cry too much? Is the wrong person going to hear him? Is, this is not what our ancestors wanted for our children. All those tightly wound thoughts that moms have. At least this one. Are you going to make it? Hannah, are you going to make it into college? And if so, what are you going to study? And are you going to be able to afford it? And I have to let her go. Right now, the river is grade 12. The river isn't college yet. Let's get through first day of grade 12 first. And Jimmy, there's so much. And I have to stop worrying about other people and their rivers, because I have a river in front of me that I have to release Jimmy to. And it was all this beautiful story of how ultimately our job as parents is to raise and release. And Yochebed did not have all that time to raise, but she still had to release. She had to put her son in the water and sing some songs for him. Send a big sibling to watch over. And when someone else took them out of the water and set them on a path that would become the greatest redeeming story other than Jesus himself, she had to cheer that someone else on. Because our kids don't all get the hopes and dreams we have for them, or the grandparents have for them. And sometimes we love wishing they were someone else, and that's not actually love. It's loving an idea, it's loving a concept, but it is not true love. And Yocheved loved Moses enough to release him to God's plan. And so when I read this article and I started praying about it, and I reached out to the friend that posted it, I'm like, thank you. I know you meant it for kindergarten moms, but this mom needed it. Yocheved could not afford to have a big party down by the river as she released Moses. She couldn't, without endangering him, she could not include others in the journey. And if there are people in the journey endangering your kiddo, there are some things you have to do alone. So as we get ready for back to school, releasing our kiddos is the highest calling on our lives. If we follow Jesus, raising them, praying for them, and releasing them is our highest call. God knows what he's doing. He's big enough to handle it. We're going to love the little one in front of us authentically, in a real manner that does not say you must fit forever into the cradle, into the little basket that I've put you in. You will not stay there. I will not shove you back in to the cradle I had you in when you're an infant. I will not keep shoving you into that cradle. I will stand by, cheer you on, and pray for you as you figure out just what plan this is God has for you. To the mums. To the mums. And the dads, but I never have the privilege of being that, so I just don't get it. Anyway, don't have to get it to love it. To the dads, too. Know that I love you. Bye.